So, I played every COD Zombies mobile game ever made, not just Call of Duty Mobile. I'm talking about the real ports. The weird, janky, early attempts to bring COD to your phone back when half of us were still using iPods. From World at War Zombies in 2009 to Black Ops Mobile, and of course, Call of Duty Mobile itself. This is a full retrospective on my experience playing through every single one of them. Some of these games are so broken they barely even launch. Others kinda slap. So let's start with the one that kicked it all off. World at War Mobile released in 2009. To put it simply, I could not play this game at all. I did countless research, looked at countless solutions, and I could not get a single one to work. I did watch a long play on it though, shout out to the creator that actually uploaded this in 1080p. Thank you. One thing I noticed though, when you load into the tutorial, you get greeted by a zombified Richtof, which is a weird approach for World at War. He even attacks you at the end of the tutorial. You can clearly tell this game was made for older devices, especially because of the aspect ratio, which is kind of cool to see now. There were 3 versions of this game: Call of Duty Zombies, Call of Duty Zombies 2, and Call of Duty Zombies HD. Zombies 2 was made for even older devices and included Shinonuma. And if you want to talk about the Zombies HD, that was more for iPads that had better like firmware, I guess, or hardware inside of the iPad. So it gave everything more of a polished feel, but it did remove half of the map. From my understanding and what I read, this game launched at $10, which is insane for a mobile game, even today. It wasn't till maybe a year or 2 later it dropped down to $5, which is about average, I would say. From what I've seen, and for what you got with the game, I think it was alright. You got Nocturne Toten, Verrucht, Shinonuma, Doris, and honestly for that time, I think that's pretty good, especially on a mobile device. Moving to Black Ops Mobile, released in 2011. I actually got to play this one, which was really cool. Once I booted up the game, I really liked the menu system, but getting it to even run was a whole process though. I had to run a virtual machine on my phone because the app is so outdated, it will not run on modern hardware anymore. Currently, my phone is Android 16, I believe, and I had to set it back all the way to Android 5.1 to even play this. Once I got into the game, I was greeted with 3 maps, plus Dead Ops Arcade, Kino der Toten, Ascension, and Call of the Dead. First thing I noticed is the controls. They were not polished at all. At least in my game, I could not walk and look at the same time, which made it feel really clunky. I spent most of my time in Kino since that's one of my favorite maps of all time. Dead Ops Arcade was locked because I need to find coins, which I did not have time for. Realistically, I'm not even sure how to do that. I may come back to it eventually later. The dog rounds were buggy, and it was so bad, it made me laugh at times. During my playthrough, at one point, a Nova Crawler actually jump scared me. That was probably the first time I've ever been jump scared by an enemy in probably Call of Duty Zombies history. One thing I also found funny was the sound effects for rebuilding barriers were so ridiculously loud. It sounded like actual gunfire in your ears. When I did play the other modes like Ascension, I got the Thunder Gun, which was really cool to see, and I was impressed with how well it worked for such an old mobile port. It sounded great, it looked great. I'm happy. Overall, I played for about an hour and I was genuinely impressed. I'm definitely keeping this one on my phone for car rides. It's sad to see this game was removed from the Play Store because it had real charm to it. Last but not least, we have Call of Duty Mobile, which came out in 2019. When I first opened up Call of Duty Mobile, I was immediately bombarded with pop-ups, microtransactions, and even Battle Pass prompts. After I got done with that, I was hoping the zombies was at least good. Once I did get into the zombies section, I realized there was only one map, Shinonuma again. Jumping into Shinonuma, it felt fine, but the format was strange. You had 8 rounds before a boss fight. For someone like me that did not know the layout, it felt rushed. My teammate kept getting down by 1 or 2 zombies, so I spent most of my time running around trying to find pack-a-punch parts. I eventually fumbled around the map enough to get all the perks I wanted, but right then, it was boss time. This boss was like a weird-looking scorpion creature that did a ton of damage. It also didn't help that Richtofen and Dempsey were just yelling in my ear the entire time, giving me like mission points and dialogue. The whole game mode just felt like a fever dream. Also, when you die, there is self-revive token. The time I got to the boss fight, I ended up dying, and that was it. I didn't have any left. Then just before I clicked off, I noticed there was a limited time mode called Undead Siege. I had no idea what to expect, but I gave it a try. It felt more like a tower defense game than actual zombies. You had to sit there and protect like a payload while wandering around for a weapon like a battle royale mode. I realized the map I was in was Standoff, which caught me off guard, because I personally love Standoff. It's my favorite multiplayer map, but once I realized that, my heart kind of sank. I was just caught off guard. I didn't know why. I didn't know to be happy, to be sad. I just didn't know. We ended up winning because my team actually stayed in the game. Not gonna lie, I probably did the worst, just because I had no idea what was going on for the entire game. But looking back, it is wild to see how far Call of Duty has come on mobile. From $10 apps on tiny screens to full screen multiplayer and zombie experiences. These games show how ambitious Activision was with mobile ports, even if some of them were broken or weird. They are a huge part of Call of Duty history. Honestly, playing through them all felt like time traveling through gaming mobile's evolution. Thanks for watching, and if you like this retrospective, or like these style of videos, make sure to like and subscribe. We're trying to hit 700 subscribers. We are 2 away at currently recording this. We may hit it before this video even goes out. But if we hit it, let's aim for 800. I appreciate every single one of you for watching. This has been Short White Man, and I'll see you in the next one. Peace!